And finally, now that we've established the need for research and the ways of conducting research by finding legitimate, vetted websites and sources, we went into websites a little bit, but there's also YouTube. There are YouTube interviews. There are all sorts of resources, including your own research, library research, contacting someone for an interview, email interviews, all sorts of ways to conduct research. Now we come down to what are the methods? What are these methods that we're talking about? That's contained, of course, in another section here in the course, but let's take an overview look at research methods. We have two kinds, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative is allowing the reader to experience what you want the reader to experience. Which pictures will you show? Which objects will you include to elicit the response that you would like to elicit from your readers? And quantitative is charts, graphs, data, and so forth that will prove your thesis. Research design, we want to have a combination of approaches so that your reader will be drawn in to what you have to say and will follow along with your ideas that you want to explore. Let's go back to that same little paragraph we developed on the homeless situation. Let's go back to that. This time I added a title image. That's qualitative, isn't it? I'm using an image to draw my reader into my essay. Now, when I looked at the page of image options, and of course I will document the image that I selected in my citation page by using EasyBib, and under each one of these I will find the location for that image, which I can see down here at the bottom. Now, I'm looking for the image that I want the reader to see to inspire them to read on. Now, if I had a lot of time, maybe I would find something that is absolutely California, but I'm looking at an entire state of California, not just one particular city. So what I wanted to do was elicit an emotional response, and the reason that I chose this image is because I believe that the foreground, where this image moves in an S-curve back this way, draws the reader from the title into the essay. That's my style. You'll have your own style, of course. Now, later on as I go down, remember we had talked about the problem in California, and now I'm getting more and more focused on the topic that I wanted to consider. And remember, I had showed you that site that's a California division of HUD, and the graph there I include here. And of course, I want the reader to see, the reader's looking at the graph, what am I supposed to see? So I put on here, notice in the chart below the slight decline in 2014, 2015. It is necessary to look at the policies of those years to see if any can be applied to the current homeless issues. So this is explaining to the reader this graph. This graph shows statistics. It shows a decade, and I have already showed where it came from, and I will make sure that I include in EasyBib the exact information about this image. Want me to show you how to do that in EasyBib? If you do, I'm going to go show you right now. Remember how we went over to this website and we scrolled through and found all sorts of a wealth of information? Okay, here's that chart. All I did is click on this. There's the URL. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go over to EasyBib. Now remember, I have information about EasyBib contained right here in the course. You can look on your left dashboard, the black side dashboard area, and you can also go to the video tutorial library and see the tutorials on EasyBib. For now, let's just look at EasyBib. I've created a new list, and I created that new list by clicking this plus thing. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to create a new citation. Now, this citation is not a website, it's an actual image. So let's look for where I'm going to create that, how I'm going to create that particular citation. And under More, I scrolled down, and what we had was a digital image. So this might be tricky, I don't know. Every time I think it's going to be easy, it's going to be hard. And every time I think it's hard, it's going to be easy, it's going to be hard. So we're going to try. Let's try it. When I clicked on digital image, it brought up boxes for me to fill in. It's not going to automatically find it. So I'm going to need to fill in the boxes, which only takes a second. So over here in that website, remember this is where the graph was. That's the graph title right there. And then I went ahead and I put the description of what that was by copying and pasting this. It wants to know the date, and of course we know that the site date for this website is 2021, so we're just going to fill that in. Infogram, when we went to the URL that it gave to us, infogram. And then we know that Cal Matters is a division of HUD. And we put this down. We don't have the date and month, but we do have the year, which is 2021. That's all the information we have. We can only fill in what we have, and then we complete the citation. And it's going to say it needs a review. We're going to ignore that because we've put in everything we had. Perfect. That's how you create a citation. So that's a brief overview of research methods. And then for this course, we select at least 3 research methods for the big final project that we're going to be doing. Experiment, a survey, interview focus group, observation, literature review, case study. Now, the case study does not necessarily need to be a case study that you create. It can be a case study that you reference in your research. You find where something was over time applied to a particular situation and you track that. So I hope this helps with an overview of exactly what we mean by research methods.